right after that. My job experience.
Job.
By the generosity, let's go see.
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears. A job! This is a horrifying path that almost... A job! This is a
Noise kind of sounded a little familiar.
horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not. And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in...
Chat, what is your first job? And if you haven't had a job yet, what do you want your first job to be and shit like those, bro? What do y'all want your first job to be and shit like that? Like, if you haven't had a job already. Zaxby's, Stalker, Applebee's, YouTuber, Best Buy, editor for you, McDonald's, garbage man, strip club cleaner, star, gooning. You can't get paid to goon, bro. You cannot get paid to goon. My first was customer service. Wait, customer service for Medicaid, fent dealer, professional crier. They're not going to pay you for that, bro. And I'm an engineer intern. That's fire. Smoothie king. Not doing a job. I'm gonna be Johnny Sins. Yo, I'm like, niggas be saying that. Yo, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a porn star. You said that, bro. Cook. I ain't gonna lie. Realistically. Let's continue.
business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9 to 5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually, you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually, we all have to get a job. However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job? Finding one that hires you. I swear, you could send a...
Yeah, it's possible to find a job in this market, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I was in high school, bro, I was struggling to find a job. F you, Target, and Cold Stone, and Dunkin' Donuts, and Aeropostale, and Sephora, and Chipotle, and Five Guys, and Burger King, and McDonald's, and the other McDonald's, and the other McDonald's, and Wendy's. For all y'all niggas, bro. For all y'all niggas, bro. That's why I don't f y'all niggas, bro. Getting rejected from McDonald's, bro. That's like, bro, that sucks, bro. That's like me getting rejected from the Pee Wee League. That's ridiculous. But anyways, it's hard to get a job though, bro. Especially you know what I'm saying, a solid one that's paying you even hourly, bro. Like shit out here, bro.
Applications to 100 different places and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as...
Oh, and that Auntie Anne's in the mall who gave Miles and my other friend a job, but when I applied, didn't give me a job.
Hey, just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience. Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be real.
Bro, the jobs on Indeed be like, goddamn, professional trainer. The whole time, bro, you was a janitor somehow. That shit don't even make sense. How does that make sense? How did professional trainer turn into fucking janitor? Like, them be calling that shit anything on Indeed.com, bro.
in them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the fuck on. Back when I was still applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I'd never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business? Y'all hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done? Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers.
That's
Want me
what
to do?
everybody's
Work here
thinking,
for the
bro.
rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So
His dead ass be like that, bro. I promise y'all, bro. Nick be wanting you to work there the rest of your life, bro. So how long do you see yourself here? Yo, when they ask you chat, say, I don't know, say some shit that sound good. Because just be acting like you gotta dedicate your life to the mobile calls and shit like that, though, bro. Just lie, bro.
So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay?
Indeed is so fucking stupid. I applied for so many jobs, but only got like 3 jobs off Indeed, bro. That app fucking fake, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you applied to 100 jobs on Indeed, bro, probably only like 5 are gonna interview you.
Absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations. You have successfully become employed. The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Jiggle my balls.
They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward.
Man, chat, he's spitting, bro. Coworkers and bosses will really ruin your shit or make your shit the funnest shit possible. Even if you hate your job on what you're doing, bro, if you have a good team, bro, that shit gonna be fun as like sometimes. And then you're gonna hate it other times. Bro, I had a boss named Sandrika. Sandrika, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about you, man. I ain't gonna do that. Not here. You feel me? But I had a boss named Sandrika, bro. And she was consistently on my, bro. Like, bro, it was my first week at Panera. She expected me to know everything, bro. Like, every single thing, bro. And she would put me on jobs that aren't even my roles, bro. She would send me in the back to do that I didn't even, like, that's not even my job description, bro. She would talk shit to me, about me, to other coworkers, to the managers and shit like that, though, bro. Like, not even like, oh, he's not doing good here. She would just be like, bro, I hate this, bro. Why do we have this here, bro? Put this in the back. Like, why the fuck is he here? Shit like that, bro. And shit like those. And when I found out, because one of the coworkers was talking, bro, I was going to leave that, bro. I was going to leave Panera. I was going to leave that shit. One of my managers got me to stay because she said a lot of nice words and she offered me food. So, you know, that was good. But I mean, I guess it's good that I stayed. Though I didn't stay, then I guess a lot of stories that y'all hear now or stuff wouldn't have happened to me and shit like those. But bro, I hated that shit. When you have a bad manager, bro, it just feel miserable, bro. Like, it feel miserable as fuck, bro.
We're taking orders. I would mess up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and
that was you know, chat, I feel like that was pre-big when Sandrika was doing that bullshit to me. The Bagel Boy shit already happened, but Bagel Boy only was a thing till after Sandrika left. Sandrika ended up getting sent to another Panera, bro. I was motherfucking, and so I was doing like, bro, I was happy as shit when that person got sent to another Panera because I ain't had to deal with her no more. You feel me? Thankfully. But yeah, and there was no Bagel Boy until after she left, right?
and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had.
Let me see that shit, bro. Yeah, like me slipping, bro. I'm so glad I never had to carry plates or like that to people. me slipping.
Heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free? You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or a trash boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit.
I'm not planning on doing that.
Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no co-workers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking it. Plus, he only...
Man, I told y'all I used to have to clean up them Panera bathrooms, bro. Pregnancy tests, used period pads, random mysterious fluids that I still don't know, weed. The women bathroom is always worse than the man bathroom, unironically.
Paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App? Man, I had to go. I only worked there for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for one day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising. So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get...
1650 not hidden? Yo, 1650 sound good, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Try. At my job, I was getting paid $9.25. This is the mall job, bro. I got paid $9.25, bro. An hour. Gang, the state at the time was paying, I guess it was $10.10 during then. I was getting paid $9.25. They was paying me under minimum wage, bro. But I just wanted a job so bad, bro. I felt like a slave.
One that you like if you have the privilege.
1650 probably nowadays. In this economy, yeah, it's probably ass. But bro, back then, bro, that shit sounded good. I ain't gonna lie. 1650 would be amazing for me, my nigga.
To do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different.
What age do you recommend working? 16. That's what I recommend that you work. If you can, you have time to. I think you should get like at 16. Whatever your state is legal recommended job. 15, 16, 17. Go get a job then. Just to see how it feels, bro. You don't gotta like be dedicated to this shit. Maybe you can work once a week and like that while you're in school and shit like those. Like you work once every Saturday. That's cool too. Just so you can see how it feels. See how it feels to get your own money. See how it feels to meet people outside your school, bro. Maybe you meet a crush that you wouldn't have met if you were just in school and shit like that. So maybe you meet new people, new friends, bro. It's a new experience. I recommend that everybody, if you can and you want to, you should go ahead and get a job when you are able to and shit like that. Even if it is a 1 to 2 time a week type job, bro. I'm not gonna lie, gang. Like $10 better than $0. I ain't gonna hold, bro. I'm 17. I still don't got a job. Don't feel bad if you don't. At 17, you don't need it, but you know, I think it's a good thing though, bro. Just in case, like at 19 years old, Elon Musk come with you with $1 billion idea and shit like that, and you become a billionaire. You know how it feels to have a job, so you could be like, I started from here, my and now I'm here. But if you just get $1 billion like in the next year, you can't be like you started from nowhere because like you never had a job. But you know, the generosity video for sure though, bro. Chat, on my soul, all of us getting jobs this summer. Facts. Facts. We all getting jobs this summer. Facts. All right, this next video, chat, is called. Oh, we're putting those on the live channel, by the way. You put it on the live. In fact, don't put it on the live channels. Plugs get those.